I'm live. Wait, well, on this phone it says I'm checking connection, so I'm live over here. Hey guys, so y'all already know I'm not the one to be like, I'm waiting for people to come in. No shade to people who do that. It's just not me. It feels awkward to me to be like, oh, I'm gonna wait for people to come to come on. It feels more awkward to wait than it does to just jump in and just talk to myself. So with that being said, I'm going to come in and talk to myself for a little bit. I know it's super late, at least on my side it's late. It is 11 o'clock. And let me tell you, Mother is tired, okay? Mother is tired. I already took my shower. I had all intentions on going to bed. And then I remembered that I wanted to share... hey friend, I remember that I wanted to share this video with you guys, so I'm on now. I was like, let me just throw on a hoodie and get my life together. And I'm also really red. I don't know why I'm really red, but we're gonna ignore that. So I'm gonna hop right in because, like I said, you guys know I don't like to wait for people to get on, so I'm just gonna hop on. So the title of this video is Ever Been Ghosted? Me Too. So story time. Years ago, before I was married, I had to be all of like 20 or 21 years old because I got married at like 23 or 24. So I was really, really young. I had just became a mom. I was young, and I worked for this company that we helped high school students graduate from high school and get to college. And, this program, now I work this program year round, but during the summertime, during our busier month, we would hire extra staff to like help us with the students throughout the summer, because the summer we would have summer trips and, you know, all kind of stuff going on. And so we would hire extra help during the summer. Well, one summer, my boss had hired this one fine black man, okay? Fine. And not only was he fine, he was nice, he was charismatic, he was funny, like he was all the things. And let me tell you, he had us in a frenzy, okay? You hear me? And I have a friend that can attest to all of this that I'm saying. I promise y'all I'm not making this up, okay? So, and there's a reason for this story. So he had the ladies in a frenzy, including me. So I was like, okay. So me and my best friend at the time, now again, remember, we like 21 years old. So me and my friend at the time, I'm like, oh, he's cute. And I had this thing about me back in the day where I was like, I'm going to get what I want no matter what. It's stupid. I've been delivered. But I was like, oh, I got my eye on him. So I became super flirtatious, like throwing out all the signals, like I'm interested, blah, blah, blah. So he caught on. We started talking super briefly, and he asked me out on a date. And so I'm like, of course I'm going on a date with you. So he asked me out on a date. He was planning the whole thing. I kid you not, you guys. Like, I wish I should literally go. I should go to my friend at the time and be like, girl, vouch for me. So I'm super excited. Me and my best friend at the time, we spent every day together. Like, I kid you not. So we super excited about this day, because even though it's my day, it's our day, and we ready. So he shoots me the address to probably on my Razor phone, because this was back in the day. So he shoots me the information about like where to meet him. I'm driving in my little hoopty, my little blue Plymouth Neon that I bought myself when I was 17 years old. I'm driving up this mountain to this house, and I'm like, dang, like, where am I? First of all, I didn't even know I was going to a house first. Also, I was really, really young and naive, because ma'am, the minute you pulled up and realized that it was somebody's house, you probably should have got your butt back in the car and drove off. But I didn't. This guy did not give weird ick vibes or anything like that. And I know that not everybody always gives you those vibes. You just don't know sometimes. But this guy was super like legit. So I pull up to the house. I like ring the doorbell. He comes out. The house is gorgeous, and he's like, "Oh, it's my parents' house." Blah blah blah. So I'm like, "Cool." He cooked dinner, like a full-blown dinner was made. We are laughing. He takes the food outside to the backyard where he like sits our like dinner down at this table, and we're sitting like over this mount, like over in the back. His backyard is like, the way it's set up, you're sitting like over a mountain. And my friends in California, y'all know that there's houses and like restaurants and stuff like this, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. This house was sitting like on the edge of a mountain, so we're sitting in the backyard and you can overlook, and you're looking like you're overlooking the entire city. So the lights, it's gorgeous, y'all. I'm like, this is the best day of my life. We are laughing. We are getting to know each other. This is giving what it needs to be giving. Except, I'm like, something feels weird. Like, he's not giving me no, like, yeah, let's finish this up and meet me in my bedroom vibes. And, like he's not giving, not that that's what I wanted, but that's what I was used to. I was used to men trying to just get into my pants. Like, let's be for real. And so he wasn't giving those vibes. And so I was like, something feel weird. It's really sad that something feels weird if somebody's not doing that. But that's another topic for another day. So I'm like, something just feels, something don't feel right. Okay, whatever. So we are having a good date. So I'm like, okay, need to get home. So we ended the date. He walks me out to my car and gives me a hug. And I'm like, cool. Maybe I read this wrong. Maybe he's not feeling me, because I thought surely this was a kissable moment. And baby boy gave me a hug. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm reading this wrong. Maybe he's not feeling me. So I'm like, cool, whatever. Give him the hug. We move on. Well, y'all, I go to my best friend at the time, and I'm like, he's gay. He gotta be gay. Because it can't be me. Like, I was so conceited. Like, I wasn't conceited, but, like, thinking back, I'm like, it could have very well been you. Like, he could have just not been interested. But my first thought was, like, he's gay. Gotta be. So she's laughing. She's like, girl, bye. Like, whatever. All the girls like him. He's not gay. Whatever. Cool. Which would have been fine if he was. Baby girl wasn't tripping. Like, be yourself, okay? So days go by and I do not hear from this dude, and I'm like, what the heck? And I remember me and my best friend were so confused. And so the way our jobs worked is we would come together at a college campus during the summertime, and so all of the mentors and like coordinators and all the stuff of the program would drive to a central location, which was the college during the summertime. Whereas during the fall, or like during the school year, I should say, we will all be like at our respective high schools. So in the summer, all of the high schools that the program was in would get together in the summer, and we would meet at the college. So this is just giving you some context, because that's how I met this guy, because we were all at the same college together. Well, the summer had ended, and so we are all at our respective locations. And remember, the temporary people that worked in the summer may or may not have even stayed on for the rest of the summer. So I'm legit not hearing from this guy after we went our respective ways. And I'm like, what happened? And my friend, now remember, y'all, we young and we dumb. We like 2021. So we like, whatever, we on to the next. So I don't remember when me and the guy became friends on Facebook, but at some point we became friends on Facebook. And I remember years later, I mean, I'm married by then, I got kids by then, I ain't thinking about this man no more than a man on the moon. And I'm scrolling on Facebook and I see a picture of him in a tuxedo. And I'm like, oh my God, like, look at him, he looks so good. And I'm like reading the caption and I'm like, this is somebody's big day. So I finished reading the caption and I'm like, oh, it's his big day. So I'm looking through all the pictures, and it's pictures of this beautiful wedding between him and his husband. And I'm like, oh my God. So that moment, for some strange reason, every ounce of rejection that I felt from years ago, from that date, all of a sudden I was like, dang, it wasn't me. And it was like I got some sense of like peace, of like, cool. Like years later, y'all. So I say all of this to say that years later, after my divorce, I started talking to this guy. And me and this guy were talking. This had to have been, my divorce was not, it wasn't final yet. I had already been separated for 2 years, but my divorce was not final yet. So it had to be 2022, 2023. Maybe it was 2023. Okay. I don't know. I'm forgetting dates. It was 2023. It was. So I'm talking to this guy, and we are talking every day. Text messages, FaceTime, phone calls. Like, we're getting to know each other, I kid you not, for a solid 4 months we talking, okay? And it's obvious. We were very transparent about how we felt about each other. We had made plans to, like, see each other, all the things. Then, out of nowhere, I kid you not, this man stopped texting me. Like, well, first he stopped FaceTiming. So I'm like, weird, whatever. Maybe he's busy. But then, not just the FaceTime call stopped, but then the text messages stopped. And I remember being like, I think I just got ghosted. So now, at this big age, I'm going to text you. Okay? Because what I'm not going to do is play games. And what I'm going to make you do is be an adult. Now, whether or not you decide to be an adult and tell me, hey, baby girl, I'm just not feeling you like that. Or you decide to just ignore me and block me, that's up to you. But I am going to give you the space and opportunity to communicate that if that's what you choose to do. So I shoot a text and I'm like, hey, I don't know what happened, but something must have happened. And if nothing else, I miss our conversations and I miss building a friendship with you. I pray all is well. And I left it at that. Well, weeks go by and this person did not write me back. And at this point, I'm like, oh, I'm done. Like, whatever, it is what it is. Well, finally, he texted back and was basically, in a nutshell, giving me like this, it's not you, it's me, text message. And by that time, I'm so over the whole situation. I'm like, whatever. But in that moment, I remembered the situation that I told you guys about prior. And I'm not saying that this is the same thing, like, is true about this person's sexuality. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is, sometimes we don't know what someone else is going through behind the scenes. And when we start dating, we automatically assume that we are the prize. And though you are the prize, right? You are a prize. But that person thinks that they are also a prize. And guess what? Sometimes prizes just don't want each other. And that's okay. And I think that sometimes we get so caught up in this idea that we think we're the best person for every person, that surely it can't be me. And maybe it's not you, but also you don't know what's happening on the other side of that person. Like, you don't know what's happening in that person's life. You don't know what that person is dealing with. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know if they're talking to somebody else. You don't know what the situation is. And though I wish in this dating world we would be more transparent and would talk and have more conversations about this type of stuff and be more real than just be like, yo, I'm not interested, or hey, this isn't the time, or even hey, I'm talking to multiple people and someone is catching my attention a little bit more than you. Though I wish that we could be more honest and transparent in these conversations during dating, the reality is that not everybody's going to do that or be that, and not everyone is prepared to have those real and raw conversations during the dating stage. So you have to be okay with sometimes God blocking the very person that you think is best for you. The person that you thought, like, surely this is my person, or I'm the best person for this person. You got to be okay with God being like, nah. Or you got to be, even if you don't want to make it that deep, you got to be okay if that person does not think the same way about you. There's been times where I have sat and had two different thoughts. One thought I've had, oh, I'm a catch. I make good money. I own my own house. I own my own car. I take care of my own kids. Like, all the things. I am it. And God had to check me and be like, yes, daughter, you are all those beautiful things. And you could still not be on someone's list. As a matter of fact, you could very well be a red flag to someone else. If someone else prefers someone who was never married, someone with no kids, someone with whatever the case may be, you could be the very version of someone that someone else doesn't want. So even though you are an amazing person, you could not be for that person. And you are going to have to be okay with that. Because we get so caught up in this, like, emotional journey of dating that we get rattled up, we stay in stuff we shouldn't be in. And let me tell you, though I do believe that dating can be complex, I do not believe that dating should be confusing. If you are talking to someone and you are confused, God is not of confusion. That I can tell you for a fact. So if you are dating someone or you're talking to someone and you're confused, let me tell you something. What that person is not about you is confused. They know exactly where they stand with you, and it's not with you. So if you feeling a little shaky, if you feeling like something feels off, or I don't know, he doesn't talk to me as much as he used to, or she doesn't call me as much as she used to, like, if you feel any confusion or any confliction, let me be the one to tell you. You might not be their cup of tea, and that's okay. I have become so okay with trusting that what God wants for me, He has. And I don't have to go chase it down. I don't have to go convince it. I don't have to jump through hoops and prove that I'm worthy. I don't have to do any of that. All I have to do is be myself. And as I'm being myself, and as I'm working on the things that God has me working on, and becoming the woman and the daughter that He's always created me to be, that the person that is for me, and I don't believe in the one, I do believe that God gives us freedom of choice. I do believe that God gives us, opportunities to select who we want to be with. But I will say that the word says that he that findeth. So I'm not looking. What I will be is open and available. And I will also be okay with not being someone's first choice. Because baby, let me tell you what I'm not going to be. Someone's second. So if I'm not your first choice, you can exit stage right or left, whichever one I'm pointing to. This don't got to be confusing. It don't got to be like, and you don't got to ghost me, baby. You can just tell me. And so I wanted to just hop on here and encourage anyone who may be struggling because you have been ghosted. I'm on here laughing and joking now, but being ghosted does not feel good, especially if you have invested time and energy in getting to know somebody and pouring out your heart to that person, and like you've spent months like building something with this person, and for them to just completely not talk to you, that is hurtful. And not only is it hurtful, but it causes us to really begin to wonder, what's wrong with me? And so if you are feeling that way right now, if you're struggling or wrestling with this idea that maybe it's me, the reality is that it could be, or it could just be that person was not necessarily ready or mature enough to have a real conversation with you concerning where they really are. And that's okay. At some point, I do believe that you will find someone who can articulate how they feel, what they feel, if you're that person or not that person, if they are dating someone else and enjoying someone else's company more than you. I pray that you can find someone who can articulate that to you so you don't have to feel this weight of like, was it me? Why did they ghost me? Because it's not a good feeling. And even though I was ghosted at 21 and 22 years old and then ghosted again a couple years ago, it still was painful. It still was like, dang, like, what's wrong with me? And then I still like scroll now and I see that person and I'm like, you ever do that? You ever scroll somebody and you be like, dang, I really was interested in that person. Like, why? Why was I interested in that person? Anywho, I just wanted to encourage you today and say that you're not alone. That if you have been ghosted before, you're not alone. Hey, been there, done that. But also, it's okay. It's not, I don't want you to carry on this weight of what did I do? What do I need to do to change? Because if that person didn't give you the ability to change, or the ability to even say what it is, because maybe it's not anything you need to change. Maybe it's just something on their part. That has nothing to do with you. Now, if that person has articulated how they felt and what they felt about you, and some things that, you know, they wanted or didn't want, and you guys didn't make that adjustment, and then they just was like, forget it. Now that's on you. That's something different. I'm talking about you guys are really, truly like building something, talking and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden it just goes ghost. That's what I'm talking about. I want to release you and set you free. God wants to set you free, really, from that weight that you're carrying. Let that person go. And I know it's easier said than done. I know it's easier said than done, because you've built with that person. You're used to talking to that person. Like, I get it. But let it go. Let it go. You have no idea what God may be protecting you from. Or better yet, you may not know what God may be protecting that person from, because maybe you're the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. I mean, sometimes I sing the song that Miley Cyrus, and I be like, it's me. Hi. I'm the problem, it's me. Like, maybe it's me. Maybe God is protecting the person from you. We don't know, right? So you have to stop, take a seat back, talk to God. Hey, what happened in this situation? Is this a situation where you didn't want this for me? You didn't want this for them? Maybe we just weren't for each other. Like, talk to God. Ask him. Trust me, he will reveal it. He revealed both times to me about this situation. Both times. The second time, he revealed, you already knew you were settling. Because ain't nothing about that person you really truly liked. You were just alone and bored. And this person fed your ego. Because they made you feel like you were no longer, like, they made you remember that you were that girl. And so you fed into it for 3 or 4 months. But you knew that wasn't what I wanted. There were certain conversations that you guys had that you knew I wasn't a part of. And I was like, ooh, okay, well, that's fine. So I had to make him ghost you, because I needed you to get back on track. I needed you to get back to becoming the daughter that I created you to be. Not transforming into something else for this person. Because we do that. When we bored, or when we alone, or when we lonely, and I get it. Being single sometimes feels like, oh my God, when is this ever going to end? I don't feel like that now. I'm enjoying my singlehood, but I get it. I get it. Especially when you have been in a relationship and you get out of that relationship, you're just like, I'm not used to this. This is foreign to me. So you want to jump back into something else. I just want to encourage you, like, sometimes we just got to pause and we just got to take a beat. We got to take a moment. Just take a moment. So I hope this helped you tonight. Because let me tell you, this dating world, though I'm not in it right now, because let me tell you, I'm just not. There was a time that I was, and things happen. So I want to encourage you to let that go, let it and the person go, and talk to God about what it is that you, first of all, what is it that he really wants you to focus on during this season? Because maybe it's not dating at all. Maybe he wants you to be obedient to what he's called you to do first. Maybe a person or a spouse or a partner is not even, though it is on his heart, it's what he desires for you. Maybe it's just not right now. Have you asked him that? Because that's what I had to do. I had to go back to God and be like, you know what? Actually, do you even want me to date right now? Because I'm using what the world says, that in order to get over one man, you got to get under another man. And I know that ain't what you want. So what do you want? What do you want? And he told me, I want you to focus on doing what I told you to do, doing what I called you to do. I want you to focus on raising your children and building real relationships with them before I introduce you to someone that is going to essentially take away some of that attention. Because, you know, when you're trying to get to know somebody, you going out, you hanging out, you talking on the phone, you going to in your room, you talking on the phone for hours with this person, your kids somewhere in the other room. Like, maybe this ain't even maybe this isn't even the season that God wants you to be in at all. Maybe that's why he allows somebody to ghost you, because he wants to refocus you. He wants to refocus your energy. You're spending all your time and energy trying to find the next man or find the next woman. And God is like, but I called you for such a time as this to do this. And you won't even do what I've called you to do because all you keep thinking about is the next relationship. Boy, when I tell you, God told me delete all them dating apps. Because for one, you're not even interested. You're just doing stuff because people are telling you to do it. Take them off. It's distracting. Take it off. It's distracting. And I told you I wanted to do something different with you anyway, but you keep doing what everybody else is doing. Take them off. Boy, I had to delete them dating apps so fast and I was heated because I had paid good money for them apps. Because let me tell you, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to go all in, which means I'm going to pay a coin or two to get quality. And so I paid like $70 for one app and some other ridiculous amount for another app. And I was livid because baby boy, he told me to delete them apps within 48 hours of downloading them. And I was like, I paid for a whole month. I paid for a whole month. Like, you got me deleting apps on day 2, Lord? Delete them. Delete them. It's a distraction. It's a distraction. It's a distraction from who and what I've called you to be right now. And if you would do and be all that I've called you to do and be, the person that I truly desire for you to be with will meet you right where you are because you will be full blown in purpose. And guess what? The person I want for you is also in full blown purpose. And guess what? When two people are in purpose and focus and their eyes is on me, this is what happens. Boop. But when you over here doing this and this person is doing what the Lord said and you just still veering off, like, do what I told you to do. Be in purpose. So when he that findeth finds you, they find you doing what I asked you to do and not somewhere else. Okay? So ask the Lord what he wants you to do right now with your time, because maybe it's not dating at all. And maybe that's why you keep getting ghosted. Because God is trying to protect you. He's trying to protect you from heartache. You already dealt with heartbreak after heartbreak. You already told God, I can't even deal with another heartbreak. I can't even deal with another breakup. I told God that my heart cannot take another breakup. And God is like, well, that's why I allowed that person to ghost you, because that's exactly what that would have been. Another heartbreak. You ask God, protect my heart. God, protect my mind. If it ain't for me, Lord, take it away. You done said all these things. And then when it happens, we sit in the corner conflicted and confused. But we asked. We asked. We told God, I can't afford for my heart to be broken anymore. And he said, daughter, you know what? You're right. I don't want your heart broken again. And I'm going to remove this person because this person is not for you. And though this person may not be a bad person, they're not a person after my heart. And if a person is not after my heart, how can they carry yours? How can they take care of yours? So you're right. You're right. You can't handle another heartbreak. So I removed it. I took it away for you. Because I love you so much. I love you so much that I don't want to see you hurting like that again. So if this temporary uncomfortability of wondering what happened keeps you from feeling that heartbreak again, I'll take that. I'll take that. But we be over here like, Lord, why? Why ain't he texting me, Lord? Why ain't he FaceTiming me no more? I'm laughing, but it's not funny because at the time you be just like that. Like, what is happening? All right, well, that's all I got for y'all. I love you so much. Before I get off of here, I want to remind you that if you are a woman and you have recently filed for divorce, or you are contemplating filing for divorce, or you are in the process of divorce, I have written a book especially for you. It is actually not just a book. It is an interactive journal, and it is a journal that is going to help walk you through your first year of divorce. Listen, my first year of divorce, the first year after filing for divorce was one of the hardest years of my life. I went into complete hiding, okay? I went into this state of depression. I went into this, why me? I went into all of it, okay? And I really wish that I would have had something and someone to make me feel like I wasn't alone. And though I knew I had community and all the things, sometimes when you're going through stuff like this, like divorce, you don't want to feel like a burden. You don't want to feel like you are the only one still talking about the same situation over and over again. And so if you are currently experiencing divorce, or you know someone who's going through divorce, I don't want you to go through it alone. And so I wrote this interactive journal called And Then She Bounced Back. It is 365 days of learning, loving, and leveling up your life after divorce. And it is an opportunity for you and I to basically chat, but most importantly for you and God to talk. And so every week for 52 weeks, you will have a specific topic that you will go over. And then after you discuss, I'm trying to find a good topic. Well, all of them are a good topic. But every week we'll have a topic. And with those topics are reflection questions that I ask you. And you'll write those, your answers down. And then there's a space for you to check in. So every week you're going to check in with yourself. There's a space for you to write down a weekly scripture that you feel is speaking to you. I could have written a scripture in here, you guys. But it is so important to me that during this journey, you unlock your relationship with God for yourself. And so I want you to dig into the word and find scriptures that speak to your heart. What is God saying to you? And that's actually one of the spots in here is what is God saying to me? And then Dear God Today spot. And then on the back side, you get to talk about your heart today. And then every ending of each topic, I have like a quote or saying that I feel like Holy Spirit wanted me to tell you. So I wrote it here, and then it goes to the next week. And so not only is this interactive through reflection questions and things of that nature, but when you get the book, in the very beginning, there is a QR code. And this QR code will take you to my YouTube page, which has 52. Well, right now it has 18 because I'll release the other ones. I'm not releasing them all at once because I don't want people to go and watch them without, getting a book. But it has 52 videos of me talking about each topic. And I'm sharing a little bit of my heart, of my story, my journey. And I'm asking you the questions out loud. And it's really an opportunity for you to not feel like you're by yourself, because like I said, when I was going through my first year of marriage, one of the easiest things for me to do was isolate myself. And so I withdrew from people that were close to me. And so if the only person you feel like you're talking to and connecting to is me through these YouTube videos, I hope that even then you know that you're not alone. And so again, if you are divorced or going through divorce or even thinking about going through divorce, I first want to make sure, if you're thinking about it, that you have tried everything, okay? Because divorce is not pretty. It's heartbreaking. It's very traumatic. So I want to first make sure that you feel like you've done everything you can and that you've taken it to God and you feel released from that. And then if that's the case, I want you to go to my site and order this book for yourself or for someone else. I promise you it'll bless you because it blessed me while I was writing it. All right, y'all. That's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed my story time. It's late. It's 11:40. I'm tired. If you just hopped on, go back and watch this. I promise you, you'll get something out of it. And if nothing else, you'll just laugh. So I love y'all. I'll see you next time. I am going to bed. Happy Saturday.